Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock Lake. It is Wednesday, December the 6th. Been on the water quite a bit this past weekend and week. Off today, figured I'd get this done. Got trips the rest of the week. Might even have some snow on Sunday. That should be interesting. As far as our lake level is concerned, we're at 911.79, which puts us 3.21 feet below normal winter pool, since we are now in winter pool zone, being December. Water temperature, we're still hanging in there in the mid to upper 50s, 56, 57 seems to be what's pretty common around the lake. It gets much colder if you get way up in the rivers or way up into the bigger creeks, like Long Creek or even like the back of Piney and some of those bigger creeks. You will find some colder water than that. I know up the Kings River, you get up above, or you get up around the bridge, the 86 bridge, and it gets clear and cold real quick. So, but 56 is pretty much the norm all over the lake. The bite's been pretty good. Got a deep bite definitely forming, starting to shape up. It's not everywhere, but it's a pretty solid deep bite. But you know, things are good. We're catching fish. A lot of different bites going on right now that you guys can take advantage of. Best way to know about them, best way to stay on top of them, of course, join Table Rock Fishing Intel and become a pro member and get all those reports, all those tournament results. Find out how guys are catching them all over the lake before you even go to the water. So it'll save you time and money running around trying to find fish that are biting if you're a member of Table Rock Fishing Intel. As far as the bites that are working right now, you know, the deep bite is there. It's not really where we would expect it to be, with it being the first week of December. We are catching fish deep. It's kind of strange because you will find fish in certain creeks or certain points that are grouped up really good. The shad are grouped up really good, and the fish are feeding how we would expect them to be feeding all over the lake. And then you go to a similar creek or a similar point on the lake, and there won't be any shad, there won't be any fish. So it's a little hit and miss right now, but if you're on the water enough, if you get out there enough and you know, look for the birds, look for the things that we always look for to find that deep bite. You can certainly find a good deep bite with a drop shot, scuba spoon, jigging wrap, Damiki rig. Any of those type of baits have been working really good when you find these groups of deep fish, and you can find some really good groups. There's some groups out there, you know, of fairly good sized schools, 40, 50 fish schools that you can sit on for quite a while and catch quite a few fish out of. Other bites that are working, you know, I fished on Sunday and we went up the Kings River and we did well fishing a jig. Most of those fish were less than 15 foot deep. They were definitely relating to either brush piles or standing timber. We were throwing the Pee Wee HD spider jig. Hail Mary and I think Touchdown were our two best colors. Matching it up with a speed craw or a Versa craw or something like that. And, you know, really just fishing how you would fish a jig, throwing it towards the bank, throwing it towards the brush piles, working it through the brush piles. Didn't have a lot of big fish, but we had a lot of fish and a lot of keepers that day. Another bite that's working, and it'll probably work really well these next few days because we're supposed to have some pretty significant southwest wind coming through, going to warm everything up by the weekend, is a crankbait. We caught a few again on Sunday up the Kings, throwing a wigglewort and throwing a rock crawler. Didn't fish it a whole lot because the wind was kind of hit or miss. It would blow for a little bit. We'd go hit a bank that had wind blowing on it. We'd catch a fish or two. Wind would lay down and we wouldn't get the bites. So it's a little hit and miss, but if you've got wind like we're supposed to have this weekend, I would definitely have a rock crawler or a wigglewort tied on and start working the banks over with that. Other than that, those are really the three best bites that we've got going right now. Have talked to a few guys that are catching a handful around docks with a glide bait or on some of the steeper banks with a glide. I haven't been out and do it, so I don't really know exactly what they're doing. If I were to assume, I would figure they're throwing the glide around standing timber, simply because most of the fish I'm catching, even the deep fish, are coming around standing timber. The one thing that I've noticed over the last 2 weeks that you guys really need to be aware of is if there's no shad in an area, it's very difficult to get bit. Doesn't matter if you're throwing a jig, throwing a crankbait, fishing deep, or even throwing the glide. If you don't have any bait in a creek or in a pocket or wherever you're fishing, even though there may be fish there, even though you may see fish on your forward-facing sonar or your 2D sonar, it's very difficult to get those fish to get active, start chasing, and start feeding. So that being said, I've been basically pulling in, using my side imaging, my structure scan to find and make sure I've got shad in an area. They don't necessarily have to be where I'm fishing, but if the shad are close by, I've certainly been catching a lot more fish than doing that, and not wasting as much time on fish where there's no shad around and the fish are not nearly as active. Bites are good. I really think we've got some cold weather, like I said, coming through over the weekend. They got a chance for snow on Sunday night. That being said, I think that's the thing that's going to kick this deep bite in the rear end and really get things moving and really start to see that deep bite that we normally get late fall, early winter. That's going to kick in. We're going to have a great deep bite starting next week. Like I tell you guys every week, if you're wanting to learn that deep bite, now's the time to do it. Give me a call. Let's get a trip set up. Let's get out there. Let's go catch some deep fish. The cool thing about it is you get to fish different types of lures, not just, in the summertime we're fishing basically just a drop shot and maybe a spoon. This time of year, drop shot, spoon, Damiki rig, jigging wrap, all these different lures. I'll help you figure out what to look for in your electronics, help you figure out how to find the fish, how to find the bait, what to look for in the birds, what to look for in the different creeks, different points, that sort of thing. If you want to hire a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service, 417-860-4743, or hit my website, focusfishing.com, where you can either book online or just shoot me an email. Either way, I get back to you as soon as I can. Got some good weather this week. Got trips the rest of this week. We got good weather coming next week. Be a good time to come down if you guys are thinking about doing that, thinking about learning how to catch fish deep on Table Rock. Just give me a call. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Check out Table Rock Fishing Intel if you haven't done so. Thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.